Hi all, hope you're all doing well. In this week's video, I'll be overviewing the week 10 scenario. So basically, now that we have proven that the databases can run in Docker container, it is time for us to prove them in the cloud. So as we are starting to realize that the moving databases is a constant part of the database administration, we should look for ways to do it more efficiently. So what we had to do with the first step is create a new project in our Google Cloud platform, and within that, a VM instance. From then, we would have to deploy our container into that VM instance with the settings changed a little. So what I'll do is just show you that VM instance over here, Docker Degani Mpaka. So I already created this instance in week 9 using the alternative path. But over here, if we click there, we'll see all the different settings and default settings in this instance. So here's the instance name, the zone, the label over here, it's a container. We also selected the preemptibility, so that essentially, it doesn't keep the instance running the whole time. So it turns off when we're not using it, or we can turn it on manually when we actually need to work with it. So that's also great it's very cost effective. All right, and here's the container image. So mine is 2019 as my latest because I did use the alternative path video. But yeah, so that's basically all the settings there. Look further down. See, there's preemptibility and it's on. All right, then for the third part, we had to move all our databases to this VM. So essentially, as I used the alternative path, I had to upload it in the SSH. So that would be, just show you here, had to upload it to the cloud and then restore it in our container instance. So we'd have to use that connection. All right, so what I'll do is I'll just show you the connection to my instance as well as my local instance. So this container instance. Go to Microsoft SQL. And over here, this code is basically your external IP code. And because of the preemptibility option being turned on, that external IP code always changes whenever you run the instance. So if we connect it, okay, it does take some time, but it should load. All right, so it's loaded. Now let's test if the databases inside of this instance are working correctly. So I'll use the bowling league example. And like I said, it takes some time. Don't not know why it does this. Right, go to tables, and we'll just select the top 100 rows to see if the data loads. All right, so we'll just use the bowler scores. Oh, select the top 100, 1,000 rows, 1,000 rows. I'm really sorry it's being slow, but as we can see here, the databases in my VM instance are working fine. And we also tried the database now in our local instance. Bowling league example as well. Oh, now it's fast. Interesting. Select the top 100 rows, and we see here that it's working perfectly. Right, for the next step, now because our logins don't copy the agent jobs or the maintenance plans or the jobs, that stays within that instance level or the current instance that you're working on. We now had to create a new job for the container instance. So we had to create a backup job. So I'll just show you what I did for that one. I'll just minimize this so we can see that we are working with this server. Minimize that. And that's when, at the beginning, if you saw the code here that I was working, the query I was working with. So essentially what I did is backed up the bowling league example. And from then I started with the job. So essentially what my job is doing, because there is already a full database backup, it now backs up differential. It backs up the database differentially. So it only backs up the part of the databases that have changed. And then it also creates a transactional log backup. So we'll just test to see if job actually works. So these are the steps. So it will first complete the differential backup, as well as after that, it will complete the translog backup. Great stuff. So as you can see, the job does work perfectly, and that is essentially what we had to cover for week 10 scenario. Thank you so much for listening.